Hi Tim, how are you? Okay, I assume you haven't done any course before. Okay, a little bit about myself. I'm doing this for about 10 years already, and how I started. Basically, I bought a small colony like you, and I was very interested in doing all this. Meantime, I also had this was a side job, and I also had a real job, which was actually at RMIT. I was a teacher, and I also prepared programs for students. I used to do that. I'm not doing that any longer. And so basically, I know exactly what you need for a course, and there are some courses that cost around $350. So it's really up to you whether you should go that way. But what are you going to learn today? It is exactly what you need to know, nothing more, nothing less, okay? And in those courses you will have a lot of like operational health and safety instructions, okay? Which I guess you already know. Always, you know, when you lift something very heavy, you keep your spine like up straight, never bend and lift. So you would go like that, and pretty much that's it, you know. Obviously, you have some safety gear like protection, and gloves and all that, and the smoker. So basically, that's what you need. However, for today, I won't be using smoker because you will see if you interact with bees carefully in terms of that you are interacting slowly with them, moving hands slowly, like literally like this.
Yep.
Then you won't have any issue, okay? If you start like rushing things, like speeding up things, then there is a problem, okay? So I will open this box. I already let them settle. It won't take too long until they settle. Probably in half an hour it will be all fine. Once I move them over into the box, everything will be fine. As you can see, they're flying sideways. Okay, that is because they are learning about the environment. Once they are settled, like tomorrow, they'll be just flying like that, straight line, you know? And that was it. They're very busy creatures. They're extremely smart, so try to not to involve yourself in the mind games, you know? Yeah, because they are very smart. And they also recognize the faces as well, believe it or not. Yes. Obviously, they have to interact with you, and the memory lasts around 4 or 5 days. So if you are constantly around, they will get used to you and keep you in their, you know, database, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. So it's very simple. So let me grab my opening tool, bee tool, beehive tool. So I use gloves and I use this. So that's it. You know. If the colony is very strong, then yes, you can use this sort of jacket. If you haven't bought one of these, it's a good idea to buy layered. Okay, not one which is like a cotton.
Yes.
That's horrible. You won't be feeling good in that one. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just grab the gloves. Okay, I already mentioned that, but I'll repeat. If they're in front of your face, hold your breath, you know, if you can for 10 seconds, something like that. If they're persistent, you just turn away, inhale or exhale, you know, or you can just walk away for like a minute or so until she disappears, okay? All right, there you go. Okay, so I will now move the frames across, but before I actually do that, I will show you this. So this frame, I assembled this frame. I would suggest you never get the plastic frame.
Yep.
That's nonsense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're not someone that has 200 or 300 hives that want to save some money, or you know. This is the best because the bees will, the queen bee will lay eggs in only beeswax. Okay.
Yeah.
There is another variation, and that is you can get. They sell it as a beeswax, but actually it's a mixture of beeswax and paraffin wax.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's not good because the bees will chew it off and throw it away, and queen bee won't lay eggs.
Yep. Yep.
Or not as much as she would otherwise.
Yeah.
So this is actually very simple, and on the video you will, I will include a walk through how to actually do all this.
Okay.
There will be in the corner there will be a video, a guide for how to do all this. So this could cost you a couple of dollars. Otherwise you can buy everything assembled. That will be around $12, $13.
Yeah,
okay, so it's a significant price difference. Hey, how are you? Okay, so you probably know already that the bee colony is in the middle of the hive.
Okay. Yeah.
Queen bee is in the middle most of the time.
Yeah.
And as you kind of go away from the center of the hive, there will be, first starts with brood, queen bee, then will be pollen, which is actually, once it is kind of, the bees take the pollen and they create a bee bread, and they fill the cell with that pollen, which is called bee bread. And then you will have honey. So the honey is outbound, like at the edges or at the, So that's the typical, that's how it usually works. So if I pull the middle frame, most likely she will be there. Obviously she moves around because she lays eggs. So at some point she will be somewhere else. And you can see I don't have a smoker.
Yeah.
I don't have the suit. Okay. She can, what's that? Juice. Anyway, so they land on me, no issue. Believe it or not, yesterday one swarm came to my place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have a set-up box for that purpose. And I noticed a couple days ago they were flying, few of them, only few of them, investigating. And I noticed the next day, since I noticed them first time, after the next day there were a little bit more of them, and they were more kind of flying, more like the flight was more dynamic, more faster. Okay, so I realized it's not an ordinary bee, it's not an ordinary just fly over, you know. So, And then they came, you know, suddenly in 10 minutes it was like huge. Sky was black almost.
wow.
And they moved into the hive.
So
So
you have had a hive like set up for that reason?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, because you know now it's the time when they swarm, and if that's the case, why not? I did try that a long time ago, like 10 years ago as well, and it wasn't successful because I wasn't sure how good I'm doing what I'm trying to do. But this time, with a lot of experience, yeah.
So where would these bees have come from? Like these ones in particular, was this like a hive of yours that you've split?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
This one is pure Italian breed.
Yeah.
Pure Italian. Why I say pure Italian? Because they're really yellow. They're really yellow.
Yeah.
You can have also kind of a hybrid Italian canola, and you don't know which one it is. It's pretty much like Italian. It is just not that yellow, bright yellow,
Yeah.
like glove. Yes, this is my, and yes, I did it by splitting. And since you asked me about the splitting, I will talk about that. So splitting is easy. However, there are some very important. You cannot split the hive whenever you want. When you split the hive, there must be cells, very young cells, like 1 or 2 days old, pretty much just becoming a larva. And those very young, 1 or 2 days old, will turn into a queen bee if there isn't a queen in that colony or on those frames.
Yeah.
Now, also, those frames must be very busy as well.
Yeah.
You cannot just, you know, split it and leave it, because you can, but might not be a good quality queen. Could be some other issues. She might not lay eggs properly, and so it's very important that bees in that split realize, we don't have a queen, we have to do something about it, and they go straight to the job creating a queen. So they're feeding the cell with royal jelly continuously. So other cells that are for the which is other cells are normal female bees.
Yep.
But and they are also fed by royal jelly. But at some point, they stop feeding with royal jelly, and that's the point where they decide, actually, I don't know how, but they decide whether that's going to be a queen or not. Okay, so that's about it. So in spring, if you have a good colony in the winter, you see it's healthy, then you can do split by just observing a couple of cells which are very, very, very young. If you have like 10, 15, 20, like you have a patch which very young, take them away with a lot of bees, move them away. I have my own way of doing things. I log them for a couple of days so they don't come back to the original colony. Okay, so there are tricks, you know, you have to learn that if you want to do it. But if the colony is very healthy during the winter, pretty much if you just split it in half, that should be it. And you have a pretty good chance that the other colony will get the but make sure you don't, the queen bee you have to know where she is, so that you can pretty much follow track what's going on, and Yeah, so you have control over the situation. All right, so I'll show you the queen bee.
It's the wax that keeps them together, like makes it sticky.
What do you mean?
As in, because you've got to pry it apart. Is it the wax that's making the frames?
They release that wax and propolis. They make it.
Yeah.
Is that the was that the
Just
question?
because you're having to, you can't just pull it out. You got to sort of twist it apart.
Yes,
Is that?
that's what they do. They
Yeah.
seal it.
Yep.
So when you close this box, when you put the lid, that
Yep.
cover, you see, it won't be sealed. But if you come back in a couple of days, it will be sealed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So she is not on this one, and that's okay. Most likely not. Okay. Let me just investigate. But no, that she's not here. You see, in the middle there is some fluid.
Yep.
So that's nectar.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's nectar. So that will turn into honey.
Do you ever have to clean the frames, or they are sort of take care of it themselves?
They
don't have
do
too
it.
much build up or anything like that. Or?
Occasionally there is a build up,
Yeah.
but in your case you won't have it because you know you will have it if it's all very tight. And if you have multiple boxes, so they will build between, they will link the frames. Yeah. I mean, you can always clean with this tool, like scrape it, scrape the top, but that's all that I do. I don't do nothing else. I do nothing else. Yeah. All right. So let's continue. Now make sure, it is very important not to squash any bee. Yeah.
Yeah.
First you will irritate them, and then they might go after your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I feel sorry for doing that. Yeah. Now I will show. I just want to see the queen bee. It's most likely I'll find it. Now, question you might pose is, have you marked the queen bee? Well, I don't do it because I don't have too many hives. I'm not in a rush. When you try to mark the queen bee, you might damage her and with a paint, you know. But you know, it just you really don't need it. And because you inspect your hive anyway, so you will see it. Anyway, I will just quickly show you a few things. You see a larva, white.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's her. That's hers from those eggs.
Yep.
And the bee egg looks like grain, like rice grain, and it's half a mil in length. Okay. Now, if you kind of you can picture it, how wide, how small it is. You know, it's very small. You have to kind of strain. Like, it's not easy to pick it up, but I will show you if I can. But anyway, you see a lot of larvae. This is sealed brood. You cannot mistaken it with pollen. You see how it is kept.
Yep.
So that those, and in between you do see some yellow orangey stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the bee. That's the bee bread.
Oh, okay.
Bee
Yep,
bread.
yep.
Yeah, which is pollen actually compacted processed by bee.
So this honey, like this comb, they've made that
Yes.
on this one.
No, on this one, yes.
Yes.
On this one, yes. Yes, you're right. But why I shouldn't suggest, okay, I'll talk about that. Why I shouldn't suggest to have only frames without wax
Yeah.
is because it takes time and energy in spring.
Yeah.
All right? So they'll be busy, they can't do two things at once.
Yeah.
So that's my explanation. And why the honey flow hive guys, why they keep insisting on not having a wax foundation is because they will have some issues if they would deliver hive with wax, because it will mold, warp, and they will have phone calls and complaints. Yeah, so that's all. So that's the main reason, They might say, oh yeah, but your bees will build the cell slightly larger or smaller depending what they require. Maybe, but that won't change anything. In that case, bees might be a little bit longer because they have a smaller diameter of the cell would be smaller, and that's it. But it's not smaller that they're kind of look strange. It will be 0.1 of a millimeter, okay, which is nothing. So this is another one. Another frame. You see, now over here you can see some fluid. Yeah, so that's a little bit just starting to be a larva.
Yeah, okay.
Just at the beginning. So those can turn into queen cell.
Yeah.
Those white that you saw before, already larva curled, that's it's not the best. They are a little bit kind of outgrown the phase of when they could be the best queen bees. And this is how I do it. You can do artificial kind of insemination, all right, grafting, but you might have good results as well, but it's too much effort, to me, to tell you honestly. And this is a natural way, okay? So that is kind of an artificial way. Now, there are some diseases very common in spring now, and that is, it's called choke brood. So what happens? In the springtime, you have very nice weather for like a couple of days. Queen bee starts laying eggs, they turn into larvae, and then suddenly you have cold weather, and they die. So when they die, the larva, when the larva dies, then there is a fungal disease which are everywhere, which attacks those cells, and they turn into a mummy, okay, white chalk, something like that, okay, turn into white chalk. That's not a major concern, because after a week or so, the bees will clean those cells and queen bee will lay eggs again. Okay, so that's no concern. That's typical, that's happening. And especially Italian bees are prone to that. Okay, somehow, I mean, there is a strain which are selected. These are, originally I ordered queen bees from Queensland. That's how I started. This is from another A couple of years ago, I went to rescue, not a rescue, to actually pick up the swarm.
Yep.
But then the owner also called me to to have a look and rate her colony and whether there are some queen cells that I should remove. Okay, and I went there. Those are those yellow bees. I got about 4 queen cells. And even while I was putting those queen cells into a container, a few of them hatched. I couldn't believe it. Well, how come, you know? Suddenly, at the same time, you know?
Wow.
I quickly separated those.
Yeah.
Okay, so because they would be, they would kill each other. And I brought it home, and this is this is the result. That's from her. That's actually, these are the babies from that Italian breed strain. Strain? Yeah. Okay, so she must be on this one because we haven't. Otherwise, we have to go around again and have a look. And you will see how to distinguish Italian. I mean, the thorax is kind of yellow. So you see, this is all sealed. Most of them are sealed. And you see the color? It is light color. That is because they were recently sealed. Okay, so it will become darker very soon in a couple of days. Just how it is. So I'm trying now to see, do we have more videos? I saw her last night. Okay, so maybe I haven't noticed. Yeah, I haven't noticed. She's probably already here, but I'll show you. Don't worry. Let me see. I just want to make sure that she is here. This one would, yeah, this one would, because you have few very nice, very young. Yeah, I'm not worried about that, but I want to find her because I know she's here. Hey, how are you? So, okay, this is the one that I just inspected. And it's not hard to find it, you know. I just have to. Stop now because the camera. Okay.
Go on, Maple.
Okay. Timer. This camera is very good, but can't record more than 30 minutes at once. Yeah, that's yeah. I'll be disappointed about that. Although it's an excellent camera for blogging. All right, it's all good. Now it's recording. Yes, it's recording. All right. I have both type of bees, Italian and Carniolan, and I start to appreciate more Carniolan because they are more resistant to diseases and they manage better food in winter.
Yeah. Where do they come from?
Okay, Alpine region in Europe,
Oh, okay.
so Italians are more closer to the sea, okay, and as you go further towards the the continental region, then they become more they are Carniolan and they are more resistant, they fly in low temperatures, but it's not a huge difference,
Yeah.
they're just tiny few difference,
How many colonies do you have?
at the moment 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at the moment. But yeah, I had more, this season. There she is, okay? I know I'm going to find her. Can you see her? No?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was looking. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I was looking at the wrong
You
one.
see how
Yeah.
yellowish, kind of a yellowish, and that's not brown, that's more like
Yeah.
kind of orange, okay? So that's Italian, pure Italian. Now, Carniolan is same like that, but brown.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's it. So she's here. I'm glad that she's here. I can sleep tonight.
What happens when the bees die?
Not what do you mean?
Would they die in the hive, or do they just fly off to die?
Okay,
Because would you not end up
if
with
if
matter?
they naturally die,
Yeah,
they will go away and die.
yeah.
Okay, you might be. What I'm going to tell you, most people don't know, but you don't know, but you will know now. They're the bees that pull the dead bees away and clean.
Yeah,
They're not the same bees as the bees that collect nectar.
yeah, yeah.
They don't mix up they don't actually collect the pollen, put the pollen, make the bee bread, and then take a dead
Yeah,
bee
yeah, yeah.
and throw it away. So
Specifically their job.
that's right.
Okay.
And they grow. Their phases. They go like kids. How we go through the education, through the stages
Yeah.
of education. Same with them,
Yep.
Yeah. First they clean, they clean in terms of learn, and they are on the frame and help, do some stuff. But those that clean the dead bees, they're just collecting the dead bees, okay? And then they, after a certain time, maybe after a week or two, they move and they guard the door,
Yeah,
okay? And then the last phase of their life is when they actually just go and collect the pollen and nectar. Yes. So I have to tell you other bits. There are other diseases like fall brood, a European fall brood, American fall brood. There is no cure, and you have to destroy the colony. I haven't destroyed any colony so far. I haven't got those infected bees, but according to Agriculture Victoria, that's the standard procedure. You actually have to burn them or just destroy them.
So they won't spread it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So, other than that, there are bugs as well. Other bugs, which are there is a varroa mite. You have heard about varroa mite. However, they're not very common here. They say that there isn't any, but actually lately they found few, and they are in New South Wales, not in Victoria. Apart from that, there is a small black bug called small hive beetle.
Oh yeah, I've read about that. Yep.
So that one is a very dangerous, very powerful, potent pest.
Yeah.
So what they do, they go in, lay eggs around the brood, and once they, obviously the maggots will hatch, or like the larva will turn into a maggot, and at once there are so many that the bees literally can't, that's right, they can't handle it. And what you can do then, isolate few frames that are not infected with those maggots, while those that are infected you have to destroy. Basically, really you have to literally destroy them, not just wash them or something like that. You have to kill them all, otherwise they will spread. Okay? For that purpose, you have a protection though in your hive. There is a protection, and that is the container over here. And we need to put we need to put olive oil.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't mind, you can bring olive oil,
Yep.
or you can do it later yourself.
How much would you put in?
Okay, just not to cross over this.
Oh, okay, so a reasonable amount.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But so that if you see there is a grill, there are
Yep.
openings, so the bees can chase those bugs, but
So
they
go down and get
can't
stuck in
kill.
the oil.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they push them away, and eventually, if you are lucky, they will go through and
Yep.
fall
Yep.
and drown. Those bugs are so smart, they can make the bees feed them in
Oh,
winter.
really?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy stuff. So yeah, so if you put oil here,
Yep.
that's great. You will be doing a great favor to bees. Yeah. So that's what you should do as soon as you can. Okay, so it doesn't have to be level at the moment. Now another what I would like to suggest, you have received the gate, you know, the black metal plate kind of, you know, in your order. And it has a small opening, like 20 mils opening like that,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
black.
I've seen that on. So what? There's like it's like a metal black.
Yeah, look with the plastic thing that's in the great room.
Is it?
It could be all together because you get a package and it was all.
It's thin, but not. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't.
It's
Oh, I know what I've seen it. The
Yeah.
restrictor.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the gate or gate
Yeah.
open. Yeah. So I
I
suggest.
haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but I've seen it online.
Yeah. Yeah. Understand.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting
Yeah.
you use that all the time.
Okay.
All the time, even in summer.
Yeah.
All the time. And if it is too hot, the bees will get out and do their kind of, it's called bearding, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and they
when
will
yep.
build outside, but the rest of them will cool inside. And you know, believe me, that's far better than having this much opening,
Yep.
because all sorts of bugs will get in.
Yep.
And when I actually take the bees from a tree trunk, I notice that they're healthier than those that I have at home.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is just because the tree trunk, there is a tiny corridor,
Yes. Yeah. There's.
all right?
Yep.
So it's guarded all the time. So the bug
Okay.
can't penetrate that
Yep.
long distance without bees protecting, you know, guarding the entrance and the end of the end
Yep.
of it. But here, you know, they are out or in, and those bugs just
Yeah.
they just try so many times until they get in. Yeah.
It was with that yellow plastic bit.
It wasn't. not this bit. Not that.
No,
It's like
Like,
a
wha-
strip.
what it is.
Yeah.
One's
So whenever you know find it, you can just
Yeah.
put it.
So you just lift the
You
brooder box and slip it in.
No, 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 no. You see, there. You see how on this side
Just
you have this kind of, I don't know, how do you
Yeah,
call it?
yeah.
Clamps? Is this
Yeah.
a clamp or what?
yeah,
How
it's
do you
all
say?
right, plant.
So you should have one of those, a pair of
Oh.
those, and you just
Just
screw it in. That's
Okay.
right, and put it so it doesn't
Yep.
fall. You don't have to touch this.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now, in winter, it's very important, especially for the first season, that you feed the bees. So it is from Bee Scientific, and it's very nice, very, it smells nice, like lemongrass, something, you
Yeah.
know, and it's sweet, and you know. So what you should do in winter, you should make a tiny sausage that size, like few mil thick,
Yeah.
few mils thick, and just put it over the frames, not actually on the top of the you know, super or
Yep.
above that black grill,
Right on top of
right on the top of the frames. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when should you start feeding the bees? Well, whenever you see there is only a single frame of honey.
Okay.
When there is a single frame of honey, that means that might not last too
In the
long.
super?
No,
Or
in
in
the
the-
brood.
okay.
This year, next year you don't have to feed them because they'll be strong.
established.
That's right. But in this, the first winter, they will require some attention, you know.
Bees. A lot of bees.
And
Two bees.
yeah,
No, a lot of bees.
now, yeah, unfortunately, because you know they are in the car and the frames are moving and you know hitting. But there are some good bees anyway here, so I will shake them off. So I can do that. I don't suggest you do it, but maybe next year. And I won't shake everything in because I'll just do it here. Okay. Actually, I should keep it close. Okay, that's good. Okay, so how do you feed bees in winter? So, sometime in March, end of March, you should come over and just for that purpose, to check how much honey you have. So, if you have a full frame of honey, then it's okay for next couple of weeks. But then you should start feeding them with sugar syrup, okay? And why is that? Because if you have a reasonably sized colony, they might run out of food and starve to death. So how would you feed them? Because at that time you would have at least few frames empty. So you just pull out 2 frames and put a container feeder, which is typically there are a few types. One is 3-liter container, and another one is 5-6 liter. Okay, I suggest you get the largest one because that involves less work than if you have some small feeders and then you come, you know, it's too tedious, waste of time.
Yeah.
So once you place the container in, and they have some food there, the container might last a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. However, if they are close to starvation, the container will be emptied in a couple of days. Yeah. And what they do, they move all that sugar syrup across to their frames, and they're kind of trying to, no. Yeah, just turn around. Just a sec. Ah, it's in your nose. Just a sec. Push that's it. Good. Have you got it?
Yeah, I think it's gone.
First time ever.
Now
Yeah.
I want to come
Okay, so you got stung?
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
It doesn't hurt.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
You are not stung then.
Alright.
Yeah, you're lucky because that really hurts.
I'd imagine.
That really hurts. Yeah.
There's a bee.
All right, great. All right. So don't use your hands. Yeah, just
It's easy to forget that one.
yeah, exactly. You have to practice it a little bit. So that's how you feed. Now, I didn't tell you how to make a sugar syrup. So 2 times sugar, 1 part water.
Yep.
Typically, you can so you put it all in a saucepan, make it boil,
Yep.
cool it down, and then pour it into a container and take out these empty containers, replace it, move the one filled with sugar syrup.
Yep.
So 2 to 1 is the ratio.
Yep. Okay.
All right, and that's it. Now I have bad stories, such as I also make a video for like you. Everything was great. He got fantastic colony, very strong colony, and that was the first year, overwintering for the first time, and he started feeding them. However, what he did, he didn't want to open the hive, so he put a feeder here.
Yep.
And the bees in winter, because it's cold, they don't need to go out, and they starve to death.
Yep.
So you have to put it inside. That's a must. Yeah. Now the queen bee lives around from 3 to 6 years. Okay. And they will replace her eventually. Obviously, you can also see how queen is laying eggs. I only once replaced the queen bee in 10 years, and I had, so far, I went through maybe 250 hives.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, only once, okay? Basically, you don't have to be much involved, okay? As you can see, they are not aggressive. I mean, you had some strange experience, but you were not stung, okay? And that is, imagine if you inhaled.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that would be not a good idea to do. What happened to me, I was twice. I was inspecting the hive, splitting the hive, extracting the honey, lots of things. However, one of the bee came under my suit, and it was around my face. Again, even if she's around your face, she doesn't want to sting you, but unless you pressure her, you know, and then she will defend herself and sting you. So what happened? She came under and then walked around my face and went into my ear. And I was thinking, okay, she went into my ear, yeah, she's just investigating, we love each other, you know, it's all fine, everything is nice. And then she went further, and she went so far that I couldn't even touch her with my finger. I couldn't feel where she is. Say again? She was in the eardrum, that's right. And but she went so deep that I couldn't touch it. Couldn't, no. And I was also putting some you know, something to take her out, but because of that, but didn't work because she was, you know, the ear, whatever is curly.
So was that a trip to the doctor?
No. At that point, I was thinking, well, it's time to go to the doctor. However, what I did then, I turned the light because I had some mirrors and I was kind of watching, you know, and the only way to watch what's inside your ear is to point the light to the spot. Once I did that, she realized whatever it is in my ear, it's not the cell.
Yeah.
She noticed the light is the other way and she just reversed. And that was it, end of the story. And I was kind of thinking, oh, that's great, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
That happened a couple of months ago.
Yeah, wow.
I couldn't believe that the same thing will happen. And again, same story. She went in, I couldn't do anything else because I was outside, you know, to take some time to get to the bathroom, to take off the stuff, you know. It takes a couple of minutes at least. Again, I was just pointing the light and this one reversed as well. So that's right, exactly. They're extremely smart, they recognize your face, they don't interfere with you, they do what they want to do, and that is collect the honey and nectar and pollen. Now, let me think what else. Is there any specific question maybe? No, okay. So you should be getting this Be Scientific. There are other brands.
So you do this at the same time as the sugar?
Yes.
Water first and then
In April, May, you should do sugar syrup
sugar syrup.
because this is very potent food, and then bees will start to feed the queen and she might just lay eggs, okay? And it's not a good time to lay eggs then, okay? Because they have to keep the brood warm and all that, okay? So just let her do what she wants, but in like July, yes, you can put few patches, June, July, you know, when it is cold and miserable. Then you place this bee protein, and this is the best one. There are other brands, they're not that good, okay? But you will see it on the video. Now, I have to edit the video, so it will take maybe a week or so, and then you will have the access through your email. You will use email to log in, and it will be on YouTube, okay? But nobody will see it. It will be a private video, okay?